Alright guys, Matterprediking here, and today we're going to take a look at Mixer from the Make Toys Green Giant set. Here I have him with his G1 Self Mixmaster, so we'll go ahead and get a little 360 of these guys. And this is a pretty good representation of the G1. One of the things I did want to point out is this purple barrel here is an aftermarket. It's part of an upgrade set that I have for Devastator. It originally came with a green one, and this one, that's why he comes with a green one. Now, on the TFC toy Hercules, you can actually buy an upgrade barrel, which will be purple, and change it out. On this guy, unfortunately, this is not going to move. It's actually glued into place, so it's not something you'd be able to, swap out for an aftermarket one. I guess unless you kind of start taking it apart. So that's something they probably won't make, and it's not a make or break deal, but it's something I definitely wanted to point out. Again, swinging around here, it's nicely detailed. We'll get a little bit closer look at that here in a second. He is one of the 3 figures that can post his gun on here. It's kind of shooting the back of his driver's side door, but if you can make believe, then it's not too bad. At least you have a place to store it. It does peg in this peg with this hole right here. Unfortunately, you don't have one on this side, so this is the only one that it's going to be able to go onto, and you're going to have this thing, sticking out here on the side. The other little accessory that you can attach to this guy, if you pull this little kind of trailer hitch thing out, you can attach one of his arms on there, and he can just kind of tow this around. Now, I'm not really sure what this thing is supposed to be, but Make Toys try to make something out of nothing, which is, it's kind of cool. It's something I could have done without, but it didn't affect anything as far as the transformation, so it doesn't bother me at all. You do have a little bit of articulation. He can move back and forth here, so he can make right turns, left turns. I guess it makes it have a little bit of play factor as far as a toy goes, but again, this is not something that's meant for playing with. This is more for collectors. But a lot of nice detail. If you can see here at the front, I'll just make sure my camera's focused for you guys. You can see that they painted these headlights red and then yellow on top of them. You got some nice silver here at the grill, coming around the side. Nice paint detail around the windows. Nice silver. The purple is just part of the purple plastic here. Even the back end, tail lights. I mean, anytime that a company will actually give us tail lights, I mean actually paint them, that's something that we don't ever see Hasbro do. It just makes the figure look so much better, and it makes me a lot more confident in paying, whatever type of money that they're asking for it. But not too bad looking. So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. So the first thing that you're going to do is come out with this section here and just come all the way down. I can pull those, and then you separate here. It helps if you separate at the bumper first, and then you can pull those out. Then we're going to bring the feet out. Just bring them all the way down. We'll put them into place here in a second. And you see how this section of the leg is. You're going to just pull this outer shell, I guess you can call it, part out, and then you can bend here at the leg and extend that section there. Then you can come back with this, back with the foot, and then pull the little heel spur out. There we go. And that's how the leg should look right there. Do the same with this one. We're going to pull this section out, extend that knee, bring this back, the foot, and this little heel spur that, God man, I'll always clip my fingernails before I do these things. But boys and girls, hygiene is very important, so make sure you always do that. Alright, and then the next thing, bring the camera up, because this guy is actually pretty tall. I'll just make sure he's focused as well. You're going to, the directions show you just to come out, but what you want to do first is come forward with these arms a little bit, because they're tabbed into there, and if you just come out with this section first, you're going to end up wearing down those tabs. Come out with that, then you can come down to the sides. Just like so. You can move these tires forward just like that. And there you have him, fully transformed. So first thing I wanted to do is show you all of his articulation, and then we'll kind of attach some of the goodness that he has and kind of put him in a semi-decent pose. As far as his head goes, it can go 360, but it's a little difficult just because it's hard to get your fingers in there. So if you have fatter fingers than I do, then you're gonna have a little bit more difficulty. But it doesn't really go up and down per se, because it's connected right there, and you have this section here, so it makes it a little bit limited, but still you have quite a bit of motion in there. With these shoulders, you have the part that is part of transformation that goes up and back. You have the hinge right here, then go front and back, and then you have ball joints right here as well. So quite a bit of motion there in the shoulders. Then you have rotation here at the bicep. So that's really nice. You have a hinge and a ball joint here, which causes for double jointed elbows there. So that's really nice. And, this can go out. So really nice elbow movement there. One of the things that he's limited at, though, is the hands. They don't actually rotate or go in or anything like that. So you're really going to have to mess with the shoulders and elbow area to get his hands into the position that you really want. Then with the waist is probably the best. You can see that he can go all over the place. So a lot of waist movement there. And then with the legs, he can go 90 degrees forward, 90 degrees back. He can actually go 90 degrees out. Rotate here at the thigh, bend at the knee quite a bit. So a lot of motion there. He can also bend right here at this joint. So he's got another knee there, but that's part of the transformation. But it kind of works out, I guess, if you wanted to have him kneeling. And then with the foot, it can go up, down, and he's got a ball joint here, so you got a little bit of foot posability as well, which is really nice. Now let's kind of put him in, I don't know, some decent pose for you guys. And we'll do a couple of comparisons. That one's all right, right? That's pretty decent. Bring the camera back to where you guys can see. Now, one of the things that I made a mistake on that I hope you guys don't. One of the things that you could do to him is these little side pegs right here. He's got them on here as well. This back section, you can see you have these two holes. You can kind of see that I ended up chipping my figure, and that was only putting it in there the once. So that's something that I would be careful of. I'm going to end up, probably putting some new paint on there. I'm not really sure exactly what all I'm going to do to kind of fix that, but he does look cool with these little thrusters or little backpack stuff on him. I can get him to stand here. There we go. So not too bad looking. We got the little G1. Very simple transformation. And here he is with Masterpiece Sideswipe. So as you can see, this guy's pretty tall. If I had him fully extended here at the legs, we'll just take these little backpacks off because they kind of add a little bit of weight. He'd be much taller. Or maybe head to head. Yeah, probably about head to head than Sideswipe. Just because he's got all this extra crap on his head makes him look like he's a little bit more taller. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully that was able to help you out. Do not chip your figure like I did. If you haven't added those little side packs, these little things into the side of him yet, I actually wouldn't even do it at all. I would just transform him to robot vehicle and put him in Devastator mode. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.